And hello, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for the season finale of Maul, Lord of Shadows, episodes 9 and episode 10. So, if you have not seen these episodes, spoilers ahead. Also, gotta remind you, first off, congratulations to the people who created the show. Not very easy, not easy to make a show or a TV or a movie in any format. Excuse me. Also, where's our trailer, Marvel? I will continue saying that until we get the actual Avengers trailer. And also, happy Star Wars Day. Today is May the 4th, so that means it's Star Wars Day, which means all day, all night, Star Wars all day, all night. So, let's talk about Maul, because honestly, these last two episodes were pretty cool, and I really, really liked them. Alright, so let's go back a little bit and talk about how we got to this point. So, obviously, we all know that Maul and the two Jedis and the cop, his robot partner, and his son, they're all pretty much wanted. Everybody wants them. The Empire wants them. You got Inquisitors coming after them as well. And, you know, they're just trying to get out of the damn planet and get the heck out of there, because you got Inquisitors following you. You got the Empire out on your tail as well. It's not looking good. However, things kind of hit a speed bump as, you know, they're running from the law. This episode kind of plays like The Fugitive, where they're running. And if you guys remember that movie, The Fugitive, with Harrison Ford, you know that one spot where he gets captured, but there's like a waterfall there? Yeah, and in this case, there's acid. They get to a tunnel that leads into an area where they can get their friend's ship to come pick them up. But they're blocked off because there's a river full of acid and they gotta cross, and it's too narrow to jump over, and the wall is kind of like a little bit lower for them to use their super jump to go over. So they gotta figure out a way to get there, you know, person by person. So they use one of the joys that can actually go through the lava, or in this case, the acid. And of course they try to. While that's happening, the Inquisitors kind of catch wind of where they are. They go in there. They start fighting. And we get to see Darth Maul teaming up with the two Jedis. Which, you know, normally you'll never see that. But since this is the aftermath of the Clone Wars and the aftermath of Order 66, you're going to see strange partnerships in this kind of a thing. So, yeah, I thought that stuff was cool. Seeing Darth Maul teaming up with the two Jedis and trying to survive and fight these Inquisitors, because there are now two of them. And of course the Empire's stormtroopers as well ain't helping out the situation for them. So, you know, they get into that corner where they're like, oh, we're backed into a corner, but we got to still fight. We got to still fight and do what we got to do. And, you know, they barely managed to escape. And then episode 9, you're thinking, okay, it ends in a happy ending. They're going to find their ship. They got over the other side of the acid, you know, road in a way. They're on the other side. They're ready to go to the ship. And of course, it had to end. It had to end with the one thing that, you know, Darth Maul may not be ready to deal with. And that's the appearance of Darth Vader. And that literally ends episode 9. They escape the Inquisitors only to run into Darth Vader at the end of episode 9. And then it goes blank. So, first off, episode 9 was fun. Just to see all these, you know, just to see the Inquisitors fight Darth Maul and the two Jedis. I mean, you can clearly tell, you know, Darth Maul wants the girl to be his apprentice. You can clearly tell he wants that. You know, he's saying these lies and all this stuff. He's, you know, he sees his teammates die, and he's not showing remorse on anything. Although I kind of wish he did, just to pretend that, you know, he cares. Because, you know, obviously he really doesn't care if his little minions die or not. You know, even the ones who actually are part of his own family, in a way. You know, he could have done something to be like, oh yeah, I lost another brother, or I lost another sister, or whatever. He could have done something like that. I kind of wish he would have did that, but he never did. And the fact of the matter that this episode ends in like a dark forest where it's foggy, and then Darth Vader just shows up, and it's just crazy. And the fact that this is prime Darth Vader, this is Rogue One Darth Vader, you know, so you know stuff is about to go down in this. And episode 9 was a pretty cool episode, so I really enjoyed it. And now we get to episode 10. And again, spoilers if you've not seen it. Episode 10 is literally the pick-off where it left off in number 9. Darth Vader shows up, and now Darth Vader and the 2 Inquisitors are all fighting the Jedi and Darth Maul, into the ultimate epic battle. And you see them trying to fight him, and to no avail. You ever see a TV show or a movie where there's a big bully picking on the little guy, and then another little guy tries to push that big bully, and it barely moves them? Yeah, that's exactly what happened in this episode. You see them try to use the Force on Darth Vader, and Darth Vader barely moves. I'm talking barely moves. And you can just clearly tell that Darth Vader is overpowering Darth Maul, and it's crazy. I mean, you can see Darth Maul do crazy stuff with his lightsaber and his skills because he's awesome. But when it comes to the Inquisitors, he's awesome, and Stormtroopers, and maybe heck, some of the Jedi's as well. But when it comes to Darth Vader, yeah, he's completely overmatched. Like, seriously overmatched. He can't compete. That's why he's always been hiding in the other shows. That's why when we find him in Rebels later on, he's literally hiding because he knows how dangerous Darth Vader is. I mean, I'm pretty sure by season 2, we're going to see why he's really afraid of him, but we shall see, because once we get to Rebels, you can clearly tell, yeah, he don't want to mess with Darth Vader. This is Darth Vader a little bit older at that time, but yeah, still in his prime in a way. So, yeah, Darth Vader is like no joke in this point of his career as Darth Vader. And he does know, I don't even think he knows that this is Anakin, or he was too afraid to even like kind of sense a little bit of him in it, but still, either way, it was crazy. And the fact that the Jedi Master, and the young apprentice girl were all trying to fight Darth Vader and the Inquisitors, yeah, that was trying to move a building with your bare hands, and that's impossible. It was just like, wow, like seriously. And of course, we see, the cop, his partner, the robot, and of course his son, and the mob boss guy, the little one, they all try to escape. While that's happening, their ship is coming in to pick them up. Of course, the Empire's there. They start having their fight. And of course, father has to sacrifice himself for his son. Although we're not really 100% sure if he does kick the bucket. But it is kind of clear. I mean, I really hate when scenes do this. You know that rule. You don't see the body. They're still alive, possibly. Yeah, but sometimes it's a little tricky when it comes to fog. It's still foggy. The fog is there. I mean, he does get pew here and, by his leg as well. So, and he walks into the fog, and then you see the lights, but you can't really tell if he's gone or not. So, hard to tell. Maybe he is dead or gone. Who knows? Or maybe he's coming back in the next season. We shall see. But still, I thought this episode was awesome as well. Again, with Darth Vader seeing Darth Vader, no dialogue too. That's kind of why I like about this episode. See a Darth Vader that is not talking at all, whether it's live action or animated. It's more creepier. Yes, I'm pretty sure they made some kind of deal. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I'm taking a guess. I'm pretty sure they made a deal with James Earl Jones' family. Like, hey, can we use his voice even after now he's gone? Maybe they can, maybe they can't. I'm not really 100% sure on that. But still, a Vader that does not talk, yeah, that's more scarier than anything. So, yeah. And, again, see, poor Darth Maul. The fact that he's got robot legs and he's got to continue fixing that thing just by hitting his leg to try to get it back into place is crazy. Because, that's basically the one place you can take him out and he's gone, He's got his skin up here and everything there. But once you get to the waist side, it's just robot leg. That's just like it's like having a sign that says, hit me here. That's his most vulnerable spot. Everybody goes for it. It's crazy. But, of course, they do escape. The Jedi Master, he gets, taken out by Darth Vader. And, of course, his apprentice finds out, and then she kind of picks up, Darth Maul's lightsaber because he's able to detach it and give it to her. And he gives it to her, and she ends up lighting up a red lightsaber. So, looks like she's going to be his new apprentice, which I'm pretty sure is not going to last long because we don't see or hear from her in the other shows. So, unless they retcon that, but who knows. But still, very cool way to end this. And just seeing Darth Vader just stand there and just like I'll get you. I'll get you. Not even saying anything, but he's like, yeah, I'll get you. And even Darth Maul, he tried to like put a building on top of him, and it still didn't work. He kept dodging it, using the force to move the bricks and everything. It was badass. So yeah, do not cross Darth Vader in any shape or form because he will come after you. And yeah, it ends right there where apprentice and master are now together. But we shall see how it goes for season 2. We are going to get to the season, thank goodness. But still, overall, I'm excited to see it. Even though we kind of know what's going to happen anyway, but still. I'm already at the point now, you know what, I give up. I already know what's going to happen because, you know, Rebels, I just don't hope they don't retcon certain things because it's like, really? You're going to retcon this and then we know he dies from Obi-Wan's hand? Spoiler alert for Rebels. You know, it's kind of like, okay. But I hope they show us in season 2 why Darth Maul's afraid of Darth Vader. You know, he didn't know who he was now. Maybe he did, but they didn't really kind of indicate that he does or does not know that was Darth Vader. He just thought he was an Inquisitor. He wasn't sure what he was. So, but hopefully by season 2, he figured it out. And he'd be like, yeah, I got to stay away from this guy. Make sure I avoid him at every turn possible. If he's here, I got to go here. If he's here, I got to go here. You know, keep dodging him as much as he can until the end. Because it looks like he does. Because, you know, by the time we get to Rebels, you know, Darth Vader's focused on trying to find Ahsoka. And Darth Vader fights her. And Darth Maul's there. But he kind of avoids that. So, we shall see how they kind of either make that possible or retcon that. Who knows? But overall for the show, I still liked the show. Regardless of the fact that even though we already know, if you've seen Clone Wars and Rebels, you already know where the journey is going to go to for Darth Maul. But, excuse me, but it is fun to see, you know, how he gets there. Even though we know where he goes, it's going to be fun to see how he gets there. I know I didn't really wanted this, but still, I had fun watching it because, you know, the animation was cool. Darth Maul is great. Although, I kind of wish he would stop getting apprentices because I feel like that's his weakness. Yeah. You know, I really realized that every time he gets an apprentice, he ends up failing. So maybe he should stop getting apprentices and do it himself, but we shall see. You know, he tries it with this girl. Hopefully it works, but not really. And then he tries it with Ezra in Rebels, and that doesn't go well for him either. So maybe he should stop getting apprentices. He's not good at it. He's not good at it. He promises this, he promises that, but, you know, at the very end, he ends up stabbing them in the back anyway. So we shall see what happens for the next one. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about Maul, Shadow Lord. Did you guys... excuse me. Did you guys finish it? Not finish it? Caught up? Not caught up? Whatever it is, leave a comment below. Let me know. And as always, stay tuned for more. And thank you very much. And may the 4th be with you.